Now on CoastTV News.
One law change has caused concern among the Ocean City Council. What exactly that is, coming up.
They don't go bump in the night, but ghost forests and saltwater intrusion are scary. They're also the topic of a new documentary.
Up next, we dive into why our atmosphere dry spell is increasing our fire risk in our area.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Changes for one marijuana law in Maryland. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with a shift in protocol for marijuana in Maryland.
The Ocean City Police gave an update to Town Council earlier this month. It's on a law change to cannabis. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us what this has affected specifically in Ocean City.
After marijuana was legalized last July in Maryland, law enforcement were no longer able to stop or search a person or car if they just smelled weed. And Mark Mossmiller says since marijuana is legal, the new rule just makes sense.
I think that's a good change to the law. It'll make life a little easier for the everyday citizen.
But the Ocean City Council grew concerned when 2023's police report came out showing a drop in weapon seizures. Police said stopping cars that smelled like weed often led to other arrests.
We were retrieving a lot of firearms prior to July 1st, 2023, off of traffic stops where we smelled the odor of marijuana and that which was illegal at the time, leading to a search of the vehicle, and we were recovering firearms, knives, various types of weapons.
The fear now is that a lot of illegal guns stay on the street because fewer cars are being checked. In 2022, 300 people were arrested for having weapons when they weren't supposed to. In 2023, that dropped almost by half to 171.
One of the biggest things that OCPD is trying to address right now is teaching people around the area that driving impaired also means driving while high.
And police say they can still search cars that smell like marijuana if the passengers are underage.
We are still able to search a vehicle if all the occupants in the vehicle is under 21 and the vehicle smells like marijuana, because it is not legal for them to have.
Ocean City Police say while this new law has made them adjust some traffic stops, they're committed to getting illegal weapons off the street and keep everyone on the road safe under this new law. I'm Kevin Zappe in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
Here's some more context on recreational marijuana use in Maryland. It became legal back in July 2023. According to Maryland state law, adults over the age of 21 can legally possess up to 1.5 ounces of weed or up to 12 grams of concentrated marijuana.
And this brings us right into our CoastTV poll this evening. We want to know, how did the new cannabis laws in Maryland impact you?
Let's take a look at the results so far. A majority of people say no change doesn't affect them whatsoever, though 12% say more freedom, 12% say safety concerns, and this is the first time we have put this poll out, Charlie.
These tend to shift all night long. We're going to be updating you again, but if you haven't voted yet, it's easy to do. Go to coasttv.com or use our CoastTV mobile app.
New tonight, police are investigating a deadly crash near Bethany Beach. It just happened Friday night, but police say now the 87-year-old from Rehoboth, he died after losing control of his car near Dune Road. Here's where that happened. Officials say the man crashed into a pickup truck that was driving a trailer. As a result, the trailer disconnected from the truck and it overturned. The driver and passenger of the truck were not hurt. Police say the 87-year-old was taken to a nearby hospital and later died on April 21st.
Listen to this. In court filings on Monday, Baltimore officials accused the owner of the Dolly cargo ship of putting an unseaworthy vessel into the water. The filings also claim that the owners were negligent and should be held fully liable for the accident that caused the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge last month. They called the company's actions grossly and potentially criminally negligent. The court filings come in a response to a petition filed by the Dolly's owners seeking to limit their liability stemming from the bridge accident. A spokesperson for the company declined to respond to the city's accusations.
Let's take a live look right now outside into Lewis. Not a cloud in the sky out there. And we'll check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams for a look at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. We call that kind of skyline gorgeousness. Yes, gorgeousness. That's our new phrase for today. In Laurel, for example, it's looking gorgeousness as well. With our Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera, we're at 66 degrees. The wind's out of the south-southwest at about 7 miles per hour. We're expecting for temperatures to fall to about 59 degrees as early as 7 o'clock, and then clear skies at 8 o'clock. But then clouds will go on the increase by 9 o'clock, setting up for a chance of rain as we go into tomorrow. There's a small craft advisory that's active off of the coast, watching out for 25-mile-per-hour winds, and a newly issued coastal flood advisory for Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico, and that's going to stay in effect until 8 o'clock Wednesday, connected to the high tides there. But overall, we're quiet for right now, but we won't be so quiet tomorrow. We're going to talk about hit-and-miss spot showers early, and then maybe a smidgen of a chance of a thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon right after lunch. We'll elaborate on all that in a moment. Till then, back to you, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. If you're looking to vote in the upcoming Millsboro municipal election, here's something to make note of. There will be a candidate forum next month on May 30th, for people in Millsboro to meet and learn more about this year's town council candidates. This is happening at the Greater Millsboro Chamber of Commerce on Main Street. The town election, that's going to be held on June 8th.
Indian River School District families, there is a change for this year's calendar. The last day of school for students, it's now Wednesday, June 5th. Teachers have their last day on June 7th. These changes were approved on Monday. The district says the changes resulted in unused surplus days that were built into the calendar for weather-related school closures, and they didn't need them.
New today, the ongoing historic and criminal trial facing former President Donald Trump moves into its second day of testimony, and things are heating up. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how the jury heard from a former publisher of the National Enquirer about an alleged scheme to, quote, catch and kill negative Trump stories that prosecutors argue interfered with the 2016 presidential election.
Back on the witness stand in former President Trump's criminal trial, the ex-National Enquirer publisher David Pecker testified he worked with Mr. Trump's then lawyer Michael Cohen to bury stories that could have damaged the 2016 Trump campaign, including those involving alleged affairs, and to, quote, embellish negative stories about Mr. Trump's political rivals. Pecker testified the arrangement stemmed from a 2015 Trump Tower meeting with Cohen and the former president. The case centers on allegations that Mr. Trump colluded to illegally influence the 2016 election and falsified business records to cover up an alleged affair, all accusations he denies.
What's going on is a disgrace.
The day started with a contentious hearing over whether Mr. Trump violated the judge's gag order, barring him from publicly attacking witnesses and jurors, something prosecutors say he's done repeatedly, citing his comments about Cohen right outside the courtroom yesterday.
So he got caught lying, pure lying.
The Trump legal team arguing the former president is defending himself as a presidential candidate, not a criminal defendant. A prosecutor rejected that, saying, quote, throwing MAGA into a post doesn't make it political. It may make it more ominous. The district attorney's office is seeking a fine and warned that could escalate to jail time for future violations. It all comes as President Biden is on the campaign trail, speaking in Florida about what Democrats see as their most highly motivating issue, abortion rights. The two candidates' very different days highlighting the unprecedented nature of this campaign season. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And going back to that gag order hearing, it got so fiery at one point that the judge, Merchan, told Trump's lawyer he was, quote, losing all credibility with the court by claiming that Mr. Trump was being careful to comply with the order.
A new CNN poll of polls average shows the 2024 presidential race is at a dead heat. In the latest polling, former President Trump and President Biden are tied at 47% each. In a head-to-head matchup, it found Trump with 46% and Biden with 44%. But that's still within the poll's margin of error, so either candidate could have the edge.
Dead trees dot the landscape near Prime Hook Beach. This is just one of many so-called ghost forests that have formed along Delmarva's coastline. They're just one repercussion of rising sea levels, and it's these ghost forests that are one topic covered in a recently released documentary.
We wanted to create something that would allow general audiences to connect with what we're doing, to understand the problem, which affects all of us, and also to understand a little bit about what we do as scientists.
Tune into Coast TV News at 6 to learn more about Ghost Forest and how you can view this new documentary.
Still ahead, a new executive order signed by Governor Wes Moore, how the action aims to encourage outdoor learning.
And stay tuned as we break down the reason why we're going to have such breezy conditions that could fuel more than just windmills.
But first, rising tensions across colleges in the U.S. as institutions struggle with a balance between student-free speech and safety. That's up next.
Hi, this is Warren Rosenfeld from Rosenfeld's Jewish Deli, Delmarva's corned beef capital. We have corned beef for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Try our corned beef hash, our legendary Reubens, or our corned beef sandwich creations. Come treat your belly to our Jewish Deli. We hope to feed you soon.
$6 billion, the total economy of a small country, now a cash grab for Fat Cat Delaware lawyers. Because Chancellor Kathleen McCormick is doing their bidding. She stopped a legally binding contract in order to grant them billions in legal fees. That's a $300,000 an hour cash grab for McCormick's future bosses, while everyday Delawareans barely scrape by. What does McCormick have to say about these Delaware Fat Cat lawyers? We've always had each other's backs.
Welcome to First State Chevrolet, your local hometown Chevrolet dealer.
Get 5.9 for 72 months and $5,250 off this 2024 Chevy Silverado.
5.9% for 72 months on 2024 Chevrolet Trailblazers.
If you have a car or truck you're not using or thinking about trading, now is the time.
Sales, parts, service, body shop, and towing. All at one convenient location just 1 mile north of DMV.
We're First State Chevrolet in Georgetown, where we put you, the customer, first. Together, let's drive.
When you're obese, you know, right? And you know the world sees you as this, but when you hear that, hey, you need to lose weight, you're like, but how? You feel trapped.
It's intimidating, and it's a really hard decision for the patient to make to proceed with weight loss surgery. Most people don't have enough information about the safety and the effectiveness of weight loss surgery.
I know that I can reach out to any person here at BB, and I can get the support that I need.
Hi, this is Warren Rosenfeld from Rosenfeld's Jewish Deli, Delmarva's corned beef capital. Our legendary Reubens will be the best that you ever had. There's a ½ pound of meat on each sandwich, or more, your choice. Come treat your belly to our Jewish Deli. We hope to feed you soon.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
More college campuses across the U.S. woke up to major pro-Palestine protests on their grounds today, a movement that started at New York's Columbia University, now stretching all the way to the West Coast.
Laura Aguirre shows us how colleges across the U.S. are trying to balance protests, speech, and safety.
Communal.
About some matzo ball soup.
Complex. And now, coast to coast. Pro-Palestinian protests demanding an end to the war in Gaza taking root on college campuses across the U.S.
A lot of people have been galvanized and inspired to join us.
Pro-Palestinian supporters have condemned university crackdowns on their demonstrations and free speech. Meanwhile, escalating anti-Semitic incidents have left many students, mostly Jewish, fearing for their safety. Still, Jewish students at Columbia hosted a Passover Seder Monday evening for everyone, regardless of faith or political views.
On Passover, it's important to stand up for oppressed people everywhere, whether they're Jewish or not.
There remains a keen awareness of potential violence, and the NYPD says it has received several reports of harassment. They've also made over 100 arrests since last week for criminal trespassing, as have other law enforcement agencies at campus protests in their cities this week.
Many of my colleagues are calling for these university presidents across the country step up and provide a safe space for all students.
Columbia has now canceled in-person classes on its main campus for the rest of this semester. But some students say one of the most important lessons being learned is unfolding right now.
It's so important to us to transcend the barriers of race, class, ethnicity, religion, and there's a lot of joy here. I think really for the first time on campus in months.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Coming up, important tips on how to stay safe with gusty winds on the rise.
accurate termite and pest control. Our professional pest management program includes year-round protection, 4 seasonal visits or more, and pest-free peace of mind. Locally owned and operated, accurate termite and pest control, on target since 1995.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would say.
So they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would.
And they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think so.
And they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out? And the custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Washington, D.C. is a mess.
There's no common ground. The left, the right, they're just shouting all the time, and no one's listening.
What a mess.
But now who is going to clean it up?
Republicans and Democrats are arguing all the time, and nothing gets done.
And it shouldn't be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. Enough is enough. And it's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate, to be a voice of common sense. I'm Larry Hogan. I approve this message because it's time we stop the partisan BS and get stuff done.
For decades, John B. Parsons has been a sanctuary tailored to the needs of its residents. We are excited to now bring the same award-winning care to your home with Harrison Health at Home. Our family of experienced caregivers can help you maintain your independence in the comfort of your own home. Or, following an incident, our Bridge to Home program can help you with a temporary assisted living stay and personalized transition plan to get you back home. Harrison Senior Living, our family taking care of yours for 50 years.
Accurate termite and pest control. A new season is coming and so are the pests. They want in. Trust Accurate to keep them out year-round. Locally owned and operated, Accurate termite and pest control, on target since 1995.
When you visit the Delmarva Design Center, you'll experience a selection of appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring all together in one showroom. The 10,000 square foot location has a variety of inspiring samples for any project size or budget. Your dedicated product experts and designers collaborate to bring your dream project to life. Come and see what the kitchen industry buzz is all about. Experience the Delmarva Design Center in Selbyville, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva's coast.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
The skyline is absolutely gorgeousness. That's the word we've been using today. And you can see why we say that. Even the waters are calm for right now. This is courtesy of our tunnel and razor camera in Lewis with the winds out of the southeast at about 7 miles per hour. We're holding at 58 degrees for right now, but we'll drop to 56 by 7 o'clock. And as the sun goes down, we'll dip to the lower 50s rather efficiently. We had a high of 67 degrees in Georgetown, 66 for the high in Salisbury. But we do have an active coastal flood advisory that's in effect for Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico. And it stays in effect until 8 o'clock. Now, what this simply means is that connected to the high tides, we're watching out for that possibly in low-lying areas. The small craft advisory that stays in effect until 6 o'clock Wednesday, we're bracing for about 20 to 25 mile per hour winds. I think that's primarily going to be it. The same holds true for us from Ocean City all the way down towards Chincoteague. Not enough to raise a big fuss over, but you got to be mindful of it if you plan on going out on the water, particularly if you don't have a lot of experience as a mariner. We do have a line of stronger storms that's marching its way throughout portions of the Ohio Valley region. I don't see that sweeping towards us immediately, but it will be a factor down the road. 58 degrees in Lewis right now. We're at 62 in Milton, 63 Georgetown, 68 in Seaford, for example. But look at these dew point temperatures way down there in the 30s. Temps in the 60s, dew point temperatures in the 30s. That big gap indicates just how dry the atmosphere really is. What to expect? Wind advisory is extended to Wednesday. Early morning showers, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 11 o'clock, but less than a half an inch. Not a lot of rain. But we have fire hazard awareness. We have dry conditions, and they will persist for this afternoon, going into tomorrow, till the rain finally just shows up. You see, the winds are out of the southwest for, let's say, Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock, and then we're looking at maybe 29 mile per hour winds out of the west by 5 o'clock. So the winds are going to be active and pouring out of the north by Thursday morning, but not necessarily abrasive. Now, we do have still trees are at extreme levels for right now, but the grasses have been dialed down a bit from high down to medium or moderate. What's happening is by 5:30, we'll start seeing some rain make its way into Georgetown and Milford as early as 5:30 in the morning. Then we have a strong line that's going to push through Rehoboth, Dewey Beach, Long Neck, and Millsboro by 7:30. Now that line's going to evolve into a more encompassing scattered shower pattern for us by 9 o'clock and should come to an end just before lunchtime, and another pop of showers possible for us right around 4 o'clock. Being mindful of that. Now the amount of rain we're talking about, negligible. You know what I'm saying? Less than 1/10 of an inch, according to that model run. Now we go to the more southern portions of our viewing area. Salisbury starts to see that rain by 7 o'clock. Then everybody has their fair share at the rain by 9:30 from Chincoteague all the way up towards Willard. Then it's out of the way by 12 noon. Then we may see a spot pop up. Okay, you see how iffy that's going to be? So for tonight, partly cloudy with moisture building for tonight and 49. Tomorrow we'll have some morning showers that I just showed you. There's an afternoon storm. I took off the S because if we have a storm, it's going to be like 1 and it's going to push through quickly. Okay? Then for Thursday, scattered clouds, but much cooler because we're looking for a high of only 53 degrees. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast. Good news, folks. By next week, we're going to have temperatures in the 80s. That gets a total thumbs up from the meteorologist.
And the anchors. Thank you, Paul. New from the Department of Resources in Maryland, check this out. Governor Wes Moore celebrating Earth Day by signing an executive order creating the Maryland Outdoor Learning Partnership. So what exactly does that mean? More than 24 organizations will be invited to join that partnership. Some include the Chesapeake Bay Trust and Chesapeake Bay Foundation. The governor says the goal of the partnership is to provide students outdoor educational opportunities where they learn how to conserve and restore natural resources. The partnership will also recommend ways for school systems to lessen the impacts that buildings have on their environment.
Coming up, how a new rule is impacting staffing at nursing homes. You're going to want to stay with us here on Coast TV News at 5.
From gentle ocean breezes to small country towns, Sussex County has it all. That's why you need a real estate company that is familiar with it all. Mann & Sons offers decades of experience throughout Sussex County. Whether it's helping you purchase your forever home or find the perfect vacation rental at the beach. Trust our experience. Trust Mann & Sons.
For over 30 years, the difference is clear. Mann & Sons Real Estate.
This weather's brought to you by
Mann & Sons Real Estate.
Discover why Gateway Subaru is Delmarva's destination dealership, earning our customers' trust and exceeding expectations. No matter where you live, experience the Gateway difference with our no-pressure sales approach and fair, honest pricing. Plus, Gateway has more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from than other dealers have combined. Need service fast? Our quick service lane is always ready. No appointment needed. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards. It's always a good time to protect and improve your home's value. At Pinnacle Concrete Coatings, our highly trained experts are dedicated to creating beautiful, durable floors at a fair, honest price. And most jobs are completed in just one day. Our multi-step process uses heavy-duty, high-precision equipment to create gorgeous floors that stand the test of time. 4 times stronger than epoxy and resistant to abrasions, chemicals, and UV damage. And all residential applications are backed by a lifetime warranty. Call to schedule your free estimate. Pinnacle Concrete Coatings, because quality matters.
Our soldiers are heroes who protect our country. But when they come home, it's up to us to help our heroes. Now, during FH First Spring Into Giving campaign, for every $29 cooling system tune-up we perform, we'll donate that amount directly to Wounded Warrior Project. FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. Call 877-CALL-FUR or visit FHFur.com to schedule your $29 cooling system tune-up. And use hashtag SpringIntoGiving to share how you're giving back.
You may think your home's crawl space is okay, but chances are it's not. Mold, pests, and rotting beams can all cause problems for your home and for your family. The good news is your home's crawl space problems can be fixed permanently so you and your family can rest easy. Because crawl space problems won't get better with time, but they will get better with us. Call Dry Zone today for your free estimate.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
In your health news, the Biden administration has finalized the first ever minimum staffing rule at nursing homes. The controversial mandate requires at least 3.48 hours of nursing care per resident per day in facilities that receive federal funding. Breaking that down, a facility with 100 people would need at least 2 or 3 registered nurses and at least 10 or 11 nurse aides per shift. In addition, it would need 2 other nurses on staff. Nursing homes in areas that have workforce shortages can get temporary exemptions.
Tomorrow over in Berlin, there's going to be free car seat checks. If you want to check that out, you can meet one-on-one with a certified child passenger safety tech at the Berlin Fire Company station there. Seat checks take about 45 minutes. Each appointment are available from 3 to 6 p.m.
Real estate agents have been pretty busy over the past few weeks, or those developers of new developments. Listen to this. According to government data released today, sales of new homes in the U.S. surged in the month of March. They climbed 8.8% last month. That's the strongest monthly hike since December 2022 and well above many economists' expectations. However, the same was not true for existing homes. The sale of older established homes fell 4.3%, and that's actually the sharpest drop in more than a year.
Coming up, hundreds of doodles hitting the beach this weekend. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
The sound you hear is your house being eaten away by termites. When you've seen one, it's already too late and the damage has begun. To avoid permanent damage and to keep your home protected for years to come, call the specialist at Bennett Termite and Pest Solutions. We have the tools, technology, and experience that has raised the termite control and treatment standards on Delmarva. Call the experts at Bennett Termite today.
Remember, Delmarva, quality isn't expensive, it's priceless.
Charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
R&L Liquors, your beach destination. Bourbon, spirits, fine wines, and expanded craft beer selection. Award-winning On the Rocks bottled, ready-to-drink cocktails are here.
Josephine Keir Rug and Home for over 36 years. Find unique carpets, fine art, home accessories, furniture, and a great source for design. Sticky bun, 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 and sometimes a chicken salad sandwich. Lewis Bake Shop. Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
At Matt the Carpet Guy, we take our work seriously. That's why we employ the best of the best, to ensure you find exactly what you're looking for. With a warehouse big enough to keep everything in stock and a showroom we can bring to you. The hardworking team at Matt the Carpet Guy brings affordable flooring within reach. We have cash and carry LVP starting at $1.99. Perfectly installed every time. Matt the Carpet Guy, flooring done right, the family way.
There are too many areas in Maryland elected officials seem to have a hard time finding. Not David Trone. His family came from Cambridge, right by the Choptank River that he used to fish in as a boy. If you're going to stand up for people who too often feel ignored and left out, you have to show up. David has. From Eastern Shore to Mountain Maryland and back, every Marylander deserves a voice, and David intends to carry yours all the way to the U.S. Senate.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
Doodles and Dewey is returning this weekend. Hosted by Paws for People, you can enjoy a doodle costume parade on the Rehoboth Boardwalk Friday. On Saturday, doodles hit the beach in Dewey for fun activities for pretty much everybody, Paul.
I know, and everybody's enjoying the clear skies courtesy of our Gateway Subaru camera. We're going to drop to 51 degrees in clear skies by 8 o'clock. Small craft advisory is active until Thursday morning along the shore, and we are mindful of the coastal flood advisory in effect for Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico until 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Other than that, we're looking fairly clear. By the way, you can get a clear idea of your forecast by calling our weather line. It's sponsored by Baird, Mandalas, Brockstedt, and Federico. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast. We'll warm all the way to 72 on Wednesday, but then it gets real chilly Thursday. But that's okay, because we're going to clock 80s next week.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.